fabric lines. We represent Schumacher, Cabot, Robert Allen, Romo, just to name a few. We have our own Cabot House brand of upholstery. And I'll get into this a little bit more, but it's a private label. So it's not that we make the furniture. We go to a company, they have a beautiful line of upholstery, they make it for us, they put our label on it, okay? And we've had to do that because there's a lot of competitors in the marketplace. And what's happened is, I think over the years, factories have had to have more than, say, just Cabot House represent their line. At one time, they could probably sustain a business like that, but gee, we can't just have you at Cabot House, we might have to have you down the street too. So the factories, because of that, it creates more competition between the two stores. So in this case, we've done some private labeling, and that's been great for us. The average cost of our luxury furnishings. I just thought maybe we could touch on this quickly, but the average cost of a sofa in fabric at Cabot House, this is just average, not starting at. Does anyone want to guess? Anyone? What would you think? $3 grand. Yeah, that's a good guess. It's about 4,000. We probably start at about 2,000, and then we go up from there. We'll do a sofa for 7,000, but really the bulk of the average cost would probably be about 3,500 to 4,500. In leather, anyone guess in leather? I guess. Okay. It'd be about 4,800. I just did a leather sofa for $8,500. The only reason why it was $8,500 was because she went from one leather that was chocolate brown to another leather that was chocolate brown, but it just felt different. So the one leather would have been $5,500. The leather she wanted added $3,000 to the price of her sofa. She wanted it. She liked the way it felt. It was maybe just a little bit different in shade, and it felt a little bit different. So fabrics and leathers will definitely dictate how much something costs. You could have a sofa that's $2,000, but if you go to a different fabric, it could double the price of the frame. The average cost of a king bed, about $4,000. Again, this is just average. We could start at $2,000. We could go up to $8,000. And the cost of a dining table, about $4,500 on average. Now, when you add all of these things up, because you're not just going to maybe buy a dining table for your home, you have to buy little chairs, the server, so all of those things add up. I would say to do a living room at our store would be $15,000, and that's being somewhat conservative. Where are the furnishings manufactured? At one time, most of the furniture sold was made domestically. There's always been imports. But around right when I first started in furniture, there was a big change. Some of the lines that I was carrying and selling, well, most of them were all made here, and many in North Carolina, Hickory, North Carolina. So right around the early 2000s, there was a big change. Many of the companies moved offshore, and that has definitely influenced a lot of changes over the last 10, 12 years. I found that offshore production led to really long lead times. You could get a leather sofa from our store made in China, and it would take 6 months to get. There was a lot of bumps in the road when furniture companies moved offshore. There was lots of long lead times, and the quality that came through was just, it was an eye-opener compared to the furniture that was made here compared to the furniture made over there. There was just a big difference. A lot of the companies have, I would say Henredon, for instance. Henredon, they moved offshore. They've worked through those problems. They continue to produce furniture offshore, but they bring a lot of it back over here to do some customization. So they can add some different paint colors and what have you to some of the wood products. One thing to mention too, most of the offshore production is the wood product. The upholstery, which is fabric, leather, that still continues to be domestic. Now, I mentioned to you a lot of the luxury brands that we carry, the Baker, the Century, those companies continue to remain here and remain domestic. And what I've seen is those companies are actually stronger because of it. And I'm not knocking offshore production, it's just the way that I have actually kind of seen how these companies have progressed. There's other companies that I've represented, Thomasville being one of them, and I feel that some of their business has suffered because of the offshore production. Whereas some companies, they're doing okay, but I prefer companies that stay here and maybe do a little bit of their collections, maybe some special pieces offshore. We carry a couple of lines that I didn't mention that are made in Vietnam. Those are beautifully handcrafted pieces of furniture. So those imports continue to be very beautiful and very good quality. And once again, we carry both at Cabot House domestically made products and imports. Our clientele at Cabot House. Our clientele ranges from 45 to 75. I would say the average age of the customer is in their 50s, upper 40s, 50s. We have a lot of women who I would say is our customer. Women play a huge role in the industry that I'm in. They're responsible for, as you know, most of the household spending decisions. So women have really moved up in household spending. And I think it's obviously because we're working. Women make most of the design decisions. However, men play a very large role in design. They don't want to live in an ugly color room. They don't want to sit on an uncomfortable sofa. So we really have to, did anybody ever see Designing for the Sexes? It was like, I don't know if it's even on anymore. Oh, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy? That wasn't the one I was thinking, but no, Designing for the Sexes. We do a lot of that. We have to, men, they want to play a role in design. They want to sit on the furniture. A lot of times they'll nix a decision. However, women still play probably the largest role, and they are probably our mostly our clientele. Women are at work, and I'm trying to figure this out in the market because I'm trying to figure out what women really want, who are working, who are leading very busy lives. What kind of furniture are they seeking? What's gonna help them make a decision? They have less time to spend shopping and decorating. They spend less time at home, and our priorities have changed, or women's priorities have changed since the 50s. One thing to know about women though is they just won't buy anything. They want lots of choices, and they want to. You're going to have to work for their order. Our clientele often requests design advice. You don't have to work with a designer when you come into our store. You could come in and simply buy a lamp or a sofa, but I would say most of our business is from design jobs. Our clients want an update from their current style. However, we do find that people have some pieces that they don't want to give up, and we're flexible and we'll work with that too. An upgrade to their existing furniture. I know, isn't that horrible? That, I mean, I might have been a little extreme when I chose that. But I would say because of our age of our clientele, customers are looking for better quality. They might not have had the furniture that we sell. They're ready for it now. They may have had furniture from when they were in college or just starting out, and now they're ready for a change and they want an upgrade. Or what I found is maybe they made a mistake and bought inferior quality furniture, and then they come to us after a year or so and say, gee, I really should have maybe spent a little bit more and my investment would have lasted longer. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering if you ever reupholster existing pieces that a client might have.
We do offer that service. We don't actually upholster it, but I work with a person who upholsters. So you could come to the store, pick out fabric. We sell cut yardage or leather, and we can arrange for it to be upholstered. Okay. Full service, pretty much. A lot of our customers have kids, and so when we work with our clients, they have kids, they have pets too. There's a lot of you don't have pets. There's a lot of factors that we have to consider about their lifestyle when it comes to furnishing and making selections for them. Between kids being in the on the sofa, eating in the room, pets, it's astonishing how people are they just will let their animals up on their furniture. I mean, it's their life now. And I have no problem with that. I think it's funny. But it's something that is a challenge. So, like you can see this dog on this sofa. That happens all the time. Customers will come in, they need a sofa, but my dog jumps up on it all the time. And he's not going anywhere. So we have to have the right products for that customer. So when you have kids, you have pets, maybe they entertain a lot, there's a lot of factors that go into what we pick for them. And the industry has created many fabrics to help us solve that problem. Not that pets and kids are a problem, but Krypton, I'm sure you're all in textiles, or so Krypton is, we sell a lot of it. It's antimicrobial, and it's not bulletproof, but it is very easy to care for, very serviceable. Sombrella has come so far. It used to be thought of as just being for outdoor furniture, but now people put it on their indoor furniture. It's used in their living rooms, and the fabrics, I should have brought some today, I'm sorry, but it feels like really nice fabric. It doesn't feel stiff. So Sombrella is great. You can actually bleach it if you need to. I mean, with water, but and then Ultra Suede is another one that's been in the that's been around for probably since the 80s, I think. Ultra Suede is a great fiber for pets and what have you because there's no weave to it. So Ultra Suede is a great recommendation for a client. And microfiber, which is a less expensive fabric, it's very similar to Ultra Suede, but that's all around on the marketplace too, and it's a very serviceable fabric. So we can offer a lot of fabrics to our customers with the particular lifestyles that they have. I didn't put it up here, but leather is something that is, I know I said earlier, very popular, but it's a very serviceable covering for a customer to choose. So customer with pets, kids, again, we will often show them leather, but you will pay more for that. Our clients live in different environments. We have to, it's important for us to understand where they're living, how they're living. We have, as you know, Rhode Island's small, but we have a lot of coastline, and we also have the city. So we have customers that are pretty diverse. And so because of that, our clientele is very diverse. Even though we are in such a small state, I find that I'll have a customer one day that wants something pretty coastal and cottagey, and the next day a customer will come in and want something very contemporary, very edgy. So, and we even have customers who are really glitzy. They want dressy things. So it's very, very diverse at Cabot House. Our clients, our clients love high-end furnishings. That's why they come to us. And the factories, what they started to do was partner with interior designers and also fashion icons. But what they did was they partnered with designers to create a collection. And what it's done is it's helped with customers sort of identify who they are, and it also has helped the furniture companies create collections that make sense. And so it's not just Henredon coming out with a collection called Bel Air. It's actually Henredon coming out with a collection by Celery Kemble. And so our clients really respond to some of these designer collections made by our top lines that we carry. Barbara Berry, are you familiar with Barbara Berry? Anyone here? She's an interior designer. She's very well respected in the industry, and she has a collection with Baker furniture, and it's absolutely beautiful. Rachel